What's going on, guys, and welcome to my new series. This is going to be all about all the guns I talked about in a previous video. We're going to call it the good, the bad, and the ugly, and whatever gun it is. And today we are going to be hitting up the AK12, and what I'm showing you guys is the best setup, so remember this. So getting into the commentary, the first thing I want to say is, besides my setup, you really should run a red dot sight. The iron sights are terrible, guys. I should be running red dot over stock, but I'm using it more in a medium range. So if you are going to be getting in long range engagements with the AK12, I really suggest putting a red dot sight on and getting rid of stock. The iron sights are awful on the standard variant AK12. And by the way, guys, we are not going to be talking about variants in this video. We are just going to be specifically talking about the standard version of the AK12. So, as far as other things ugly about the gun, that is the only thing I don't like, is the iron sight. It's very small on the front foresight, and it's just not good whatsoever. So, remember that red dot sight, any type of sight, I really suggest a red dot sight. It doesn't mess up the accuracy as much as tracker sights. And one more thing that I guess I can say is ugly about it that I could have put in this is the 3-shot kill range or close quarters range for the AK12 is terrible. It's more along the side, I should say bad, not terrible, so we'll put that under the bad list, which will be coming up. So iron sights, yes, there's no real bobbing on this gun, which is okay, which would make the iron sights usable, but for some reason they made that very front sight so small that it's just unusable. As you guys can see when I aim down sights, it's just so tiny. Little spot down there in the end of the gun. I don't know why they did that. I believe the hair trigger and some other variants have like a standard AK12, AK47 type foresight, which is much more open. So if you have them variants and want to use them, it's probably what you should use. And let's get into the bad. There's not much bad about this gun. The 3-shot kill range is much smaller than the BAL. So by that I mean the range in which you can 3-shot with the BAL is much farther than what you can 3-shot with the AK12, but drops off very significantly into the 4-shot range. It's only around a couple meters the BAL has a 3-shot kill range, where the AK12 doesn't really have one, and if it does, it is very close. But when you're using an AR, it's not really suggested to be up in people's faces. If you're that kind of player, I would suggest trying out a gun like the ASM-1. So yeah, compared to the BAL, the AK12 is really not that bad. It is actually, per se, the same gun, minus some little tweaks here and there. The AK12 has much better recoil than the BAL. It's almost like a laser. It almost seems like they have to find a way to nerf the recoil on this gun. There's just none whatsoever, especially if you have a foregrip quick draw stock on this gun. You literally just have a fully automatic AK12 laser beam, and it's a lot of fun to use, guys. I mean, I see this as a viable gun in a competitive standpoint if used correctly. I don't foresee any differences really when it comes to long range. The AK12 to me always beats BAL. Every gunfight that I've gotten in long range against BALs, as long as it was a standard variant BAL and not like an Obsidian Steed or something in the elite categories, the AK12 has always won the gunfight. And as you guys can see right there, the recoil is just absolutely minimal. And that gunfight I should have lost, but Call of Duty doesn't like me, so yeah. Anyway, back into what we were talking about. Like I said, as far as AK12 BAL, there is not much bad about this gun besides the 3-shot kill range. I wish it had a little bit more, but as you'll see when we get into the good, there is much more good about this gun that really helps it stand out amongst the BAL and really helps the gun get better. And just one thing, I feel like the movement speed is much better on the AK as well. It feels like the AK has a more fluid movement over the BAL. So as we're getting ready to go into the good here, a couple things I want to talk about that could be fixed on the AK to make it a little bit better would be, it almost has a weird animation when aiming down sights. It's just kind of like quick, and it don't feel right to me, but as far as movement goes, it feels better. So if they can fix down the ADS animation to the AK12, I think it's going to help out a lot. Let's talk about situations with the AK12. What type of situations do you want to be in and what don't you want to be in? Obviously, you do not want to be in close range situations. Any type of medium, long range situations. For given at long range you have a red dot sight, it should help out a lot. So the fire rate on the AK12, guys, believe it or not, is actually the same fire rate as the BAL-27, the BAL, maxed out. So no ramp time. The BAL, when you shoot it, has to build up to that speed, where the AK12 does not. As soon as you start shooting, it is shooting at the highest fire rate that the BAL can be shooting at, making the AK12 a viable AR bullet hose that, as long as you're connecting shots, you are most definitely going to win your gunfights. So overall, compared to the BAL in gunfights, the AK12 at medium range should almost always win if you connect your shots, because you are shooting at the BAL's max fire rate instantly the second you pull the trigger. So just remember that, guys. When you pull the trigger, the AK12 versus the BAL, you will fire at the same speed as the BAL after about the first 3 bullets that the BAL shoots out. So if you hit your first 4 shots over the BAL, you should be able to win your gunfight as long as you are out of the BAL's 3-shot kill range. Now, as far as recoil, as I was talking before, the AK-12 has significantly less recoil than the BAL, and if you were to use both guns in an overkill clash just to see what I'm talking about, you would see that even without a foregrip, the AK-12's recoil is more straight, laser-like, and less bouncy. It doesn't really sway left to right like the BAL. The BAL has a weird, like, left-right climbing spray, where the AK-12 literally shoots straight, which should be wrong. AKs in real life actually shoot very sporadically and are very random. They're very inaccurate guns. So there is that. But I'm going to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this helps you guys out with setting up your AK-12 class or trying something different other than the BAL, because in a competitive standpoint, I foresee the AK-12 starting to make a rise as long as it is used correctly, meaning that the AR role in Advanced Warfare can change very fast. So if you guys like this video, do me a favor and click the like button below. Let me know what assault rifle you would like to see in the next episode. And also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, guys, peace.